First one there was Moody's changing its rating on the U.S. financial system, lowering its rating, lowering its outlook, I should say, to negative from stable. Yahoo Finance executive editor Brian Sozzi is here to break down this huge headline for us. And Brian, when we take into account what we just heard from Moody's, I guess first just talk to us about the significance of this.
Yeah, it's giving me vibes back to covering that 2008-2009 crisis. And then ultimately, of course, when the U.S. credit rating got downgraded, I believe, in 2011. My first thought when I saw this was the cost of credit is going up. And it's not just going up likely for banks. It could go up for many households. If you want to go out and buy a pair of jeans on a credit card, your cost of credit may go up, in large part because you see Moody's here lowering their outlook on banks. Now, the significance is essentially this. Moody's is essentially saying this SVB situation and Signature Bank will have adverse effects on funding, liquidity, earnings, and capital. Another way of looking at that is Moody's has less confidence in the earnings potential and the returns potential for the banks. And when that happens, what are banks likely to do? Raise their own prices for their various services so they can help fund their business. They pass those costs on to consumers, essentially us.
Fair. Are any of these banks of similar profile, though, to SVB in a high number of uninsured deposits?
Oh, I sure hope not, because my money's in Bank of America, Dave. All right, and that right. That is part of the list here that Moody's highlights. They're looking at the entire banking system. First name of bank on here is Bank of New York Mellon. You have J.P. Morgan. You have Bank of America. Now, of course, those companies, you look at J.P. Morgan, they're known as having a fortress balance sheet. Of course, they're not in the same boat as SVB, but still, Moody's is making a broad brush statement saying, as a result of the situation, it'll have ripple effects, and the earnings for all the banks, even if you're healthy, will likely be impacted this year.
Certainly some concerning developments there, and something that we need to keep an eye on. Brian Sozzi, great stuff. Thanks so much.